The HP Envy X360 15T is the first laptop, or computer for that matter, which supports AMD's new 7th Gen Bristol Ridge APU. That means for a mere $670, this laptop can pack a punch, while still maintaining a sleek form factor that is typical of HP's convertibles. If you want to see exactly how much of a punch it packs, check out my earlier video where I reveal for the first time on the internet the benchmarks for this new chip. So, if you are interested in this laptop for its performance or capabilities, you should definitely go check that out. Anyways, on to the specs. It has a 7th Gen AMD FX 9800P APU. That's 4 CPU cores at 2.7 GHz up to 3.6, 8 Radeon R7 GPU cores, 8 GB of DDR4 2133 MHz RAM in single channel non-upgradable, a 1TB 7200 RPM SATA 3 hard drive, 15-inch Full HD 1080p IPS LCD multi-touch FreeSync display, a 4-cell 55.67 watt-hour lithium-ion battery, full island backlit keyboard, and multi-touch trackpad. For I/O buttons, on the left we have power button and power indicating LED, Kensington lock, USB 3.0 Type A, 3.5mm headphone microphone combo jack, and volume rocker. On the right we have a charging port with indicator LED. Now, this is actually a pretty interesting implementation. The light is orange while it's charging, and white when it's full but still plugged in. HDMI, USB 3.0 Type A, USB 3.0 Type C. Now, as this is 3.0 and not 3.1, it does not support a lot of the cool stuff like video mode. It's just a USB port with a physical Type-C connector. And to top that off, we have an SD card reader. So that's pretty much everything you would need to have a very nice setup, even with the slightly disappointing Type-C. Anyways, time for me to talk about the laptop and my impressions using it as my daily driver since the day I uploaded that benchmark video, which you should definitely check out. I will be, for the most part, comparing it to my previous laptop, the Dell XPS 12. That is, the original one that first came out with Windows 8 and had that really cool screen flip thing. But in retrospect, it was probably not the best choice due to being horrible at not failing. But I digress. Gaming is a breeze on this laptop, which can handle most currently played titles at full resolution at medium to high settings. But I'm not going to get into those details. If you want to learn more about that, check out my benchmark video. As I previously mentioned, this is a convertible, but don't expect to be using it in tablet mode very often, due to its large size, even compared to the relatively large iPad Pro, the larger model of course. I found the Hinge to be more useful for putting the laptop in tent mode, to more comfortably watch videos in bed with a friend. No, seriously, it's actually very convenient. Speaking of convenience, the slim size of the device makes it very convenient to carry around. I actually wrote this review on a flight to Germany. I'm actually surprised to see just such a slim form factor in a powerful laptop. Most laptops with gaming performance tend to be a bit on the larger size, Asus ROG. But no, this laptop is perfect for portability. Now this goes hand in hand with cooling. What's the point of a portable laptop if you can't use it on your lap because it will burn you? My old XPS handled this poorly. It had one single vent on the bottom, which was useless because if you take a closer look, it's covered with plastic and metal, limiting the airflow. This made it very hot and loud. The Envy, on the other hand, does a much better job. It has 2 vents, one on the bottom and one very well placed at the back. The best part, these vents are open to allow air to flow. It's a miracle. I can actually use my laptop on my lap without burning me. And putting it on a bed won't suffocate it either. Now, it's not perfect though. The laptop can get warm after hours of continuous use or after heavy gaming. And I do mean several hours and heavy gaming. But if you have shorts covering your legs, you cannot feel a thing. If it's on a table, such as the airplane stowaway tray was on at the time of writing, it can go several hours, as it actually has, and still be cold metal. Point is, it will not burn your legs and you won't hear blare fang. So on the topic of convenience, the keyboard and trackpad. The keyboard is backlit, but this is a much better implementation than the XPS, which really only illuminated the outline of the keys. The Envy actually lights up the letters and numbers and stuff. On top of that, there's a button for turning the backlight on and off, although the brightness cannot be adjusted. There is one annoying thing about the lights on this keyboard. The caps lock key has its own LED, the mute button even has an orange one, but the numlock key has nothing. Nothing! The typing experience is great, with short yet tactile presses. Typing this review felt great, despite the limited space I had because the dude sitting in front of me felt like super reclining a seat. And international flights already have limited space. but that does not make typing any less enjoyable. Some of you gamers, however, might not like these short tap presses, but typing is great. As for the trackpad, it is very easy to use. The actual clicking is very awkward, but luckily you don't have to do that thanks to the multi-touch functionality. It's one tap to click, two taps to right click, two fingers tap to right click, double tap and drag to select, two fingers drag to scroll and zoom, three fingers swipe down to go to the desktop, and three fingers swipe left and right to alt tab. Whew. No clicking or pressure needed, which is not something I can say about the XPS. If a second finger was placed on that trackpad, the mouse would completely freeze. Onto the screen. This is, as I mentioned, a 15.6-inch 1080p IPS LCD. The colors are great, although I did not measure this professionally. They just look good compared to other monitors I've seen, comparable to the HP 27VX monitor, which you should definitely check out my review of. The screen doesn't hurt your eyes, unlike my mom's laptop. So, if you're thinking of doing some content creation, that will be possible. Although, if you are a professional getting paid, you might want to calibrate it professionally. On top of that, it supports FreeSync. Awesome! The battery is great. My old XPS would last 1 to 2 hours on battery saver half brightness. This laptop can last 4 hours battery saver full brightness, 6 hours half brightness, and 8 hours on low brightness. And AMD chips are not necessarily the most power efficient. Now, I use this laptop on the plane writing this review under that last condition since 4 in the morning European time. And it was now 6 in the morning at this point, and I have over 70% battery. For when it's charging, the power brick is so small. It's comparable to the 2-amp iPad brick. A laptop charger, only marginally larger than a tablet charger? And don't worry, travelers, it still supports the replaceable 3-point AC cord. Webcam and microphone are nothing special, really. I mean, if all you're doing is Skype, then it's fine. I mean, 720p webcam. But if you're doing any streaming, you might want to consider getting a different camera. The Logitech, what is it? C270, something like that. Just a cheap $20 Logitech webcam will improve it. But personally, the only thing I'm going to be using this webcam for is Skype and doing this clip right here. So that's really all I need. The audio quality from the Bang & Olufsen speakers is perfectly clear, so no complaints from me there. Although, let's be real for a moment, if your HP laptop doesn't have B&O speakers, it's probably not a real HP. My main complaint about this laptop is the hard drive. It's a hard drive. HP should have realized that this would be the model of this laptop that people seeking performance and portability at a great price would get. I mean, it even has its own special color, a very attractive charcoal black, as opposed to the usual silver. Now, while the color is not the reason I bought this laptop, it's a definite plus. But back to the point, HP should have put an SSD, or at least offered an AMD SSD option from the beginning. Now, it has come to my attention that for an extra $100, you can add a 128 gig M.2 SSD, but again, that's an extra $100, and requires you to put the new option that was also not available when I purchased it, that is the lower powered AMD A12 9700B. But if you want the higher powered 9800B and save $100, you get the hard drive option. Nevertheless, hard drive is not that bad. It boots faster than my XPS, which had an mSATA SSD. And to be fair, being a 2.5-inch SATA drive, you can replace it yourself with an SSD, or if you don't want to lose any storage, a hybrid drive. Another problem, albeit a small and significant one that's mostly just me being picky, is that the hinge could be a little tighter. If I pick up the laptop too fast, the screen flattens and then bends the other way. So here are my suggestions for HP for changes to make for the next version of this laptop that I might buy. Never know. A full USB 3.1 Type-C with video mode and everything. More SSD-oriented models available. Tighter hinges. And an indicator LED on the numlock key. I mean, come on! Other than those few things, the laptop is great. I love it and am willing to ignore these few problems, most of them just being personal quirks. I was very excited when this laptop was first announced, and I'm honestly kind of surprised that no one has made a review before me, despite all the hype it got pre-launch. But I guess AMD's event at Computex was focused on the RX 480s, and so people kind of forgot about Bristol Ridge. But anyways, I sold my 3D printer, you can see the video explaining that over on my DIY channel, and gave HP over $600 of my own money to get this laptop. And I can tell you now, I have no regrets. So, if you are looking for a new laptop with a convenient form factor and price, but still packs a punch, then this is the laptop for you. And I give it my highest recommendation yet, with 10 out of 10. So, that's all for this video. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like, and start a conversation in the comments below. If you have any questions about this laptop or about Bristol Ridge, leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe to see more videos from the channel. I have a video coming soon, probably in a couple months, about the server that I'm building with my team. Yes, I have a team now. So stay subscribed to see that. Anyways, thanks for watching. See ya.